QromaScan version 3 features the ability to tag your photos using natural language, and part of this functionality is the ability to use natural and familial words like mom and dad in your descriptions, and then tag their real full names to the image. The setting we use to handle this is called the Relationship Manager, and let's dive in and see how it works. So I'm back in my app settings, and I'll tap on the Relationship Manager to reveal this empty list view. Now I can start adding relationships right here on my phone, but it's much faster and easier to do on my computer with Cloud Sync turned on. Now I have iCloud enabled, but you can do this with Dropbox as well. I'll hop over to my Mac and tap on the iCloud Drive item here in the sidebar and open my QromaScan folder. Inside this folder is another folder called Settings, and inside there is my Relationships file, which I will open with any standard text editor. Adding relationships is quite simple, as you'll see, and if you've not done this before, there's a little starter here to give you an idea of how we define relationships. I'm going to delete this and start fresh. Now, rather than peck this out right here, I am, like Julia Child, going to go over to the oven, so to speak, and paste in my own relationship sentences here so you can see how it works. Relationship sentences are just as easy as defining a familial noun, like mom, dad, uncle, or aunt, and then mapping it to a particular name. As soon as QromaScan detects that noun used in a description, we then add the full name to that image's metadata keywords. So here at the top, I'm in a lot of my photos, so I'm mapping the nouns I and me to my name. You can map multiple nouns to the same name, as I've done here, and all you have to do is separate each noun with a comma. Then I add an equal sign and then follow that with a full name. When I'm done with that sentence, I just add a carriage return to go to the next line. There are times when you want to map plural nouns to more than one person, such as if you have a photo with both your grandparents or both your sisters. That's easy too. Just start with the plural noun, as I've done with parents, then follow it with the equal sign, and then list the people one by one and make sure to use a comma to separate them. Don't put a comma after the last one, but do use a carriage return. There's one more use case that will come up, and that's when you have one relationship that might map to multiple people. For example, if you have multiple brothers or cousins or uncles. That's easy too. Just add each noun as normal, as I've done with my uncles. When you run into a situation where you have a photo and you need to specify one particular uncle, just follow the word uncle with the first name of the uncle you want to use. For example, I would say something like, "This is my Uncle Joe and I at Vasona Park in the summer of 1988. In this case, we'll resolve the multiple uncles with Joe Williams. If you don't specify the first name, QromaScan will use the very first uncle on your list, which in this case is Spartan Williams. There's a more extreme case down at the bottom where I have two sets of grandparents. If I want to use the second pair, I would say grandparents Audrey to add the full names of my second set of grandparents to my photos. If I had a photo with my first set, I would only need to say the word grandparents without a qualifier, since they're listed first. So that's the basic structure of the Relationship Manager. Now you might notice that I have my dog listed here, and that goes to demonstrate that we can map any noun to any name, so think outside the box if you need to. When I'm done, I just hit Save to save the file, and iCloud will send those changes back to my iPhone. After a minute or two, I should be able to tap on this relationship link and see the names I've added. Just like this. Now, all the names are available for me to use in my photo descriptions.